Camus Boats, from the mind of Earl Bentz. Excellence, tradition, and service, all part of the Camus advantage. On the water perfection. This is your next boat. Build your next boat at camusboats.com. Is forward-facing sonar going away? In light of recent coin flips used by BASS to determine which of its Elite Series events will be forward-facing sonar events, Major League Fishing's limitations on both the Bass Pro Tour and the Major League Fishing Invitationals, and the NPFL just flat out banning the use of technology, the question seems to be a valid one. Is forward-facing sonar going away? BASS CEO Chase Anderson told BTL's Matt Pangrak that ratings are a big part of his organization's rule changes. Anderson stated that last season's Lake Sinclair event, which was a forward-facing sonar-dominated event, had 30% fewer viewers than other events. Get ready now, because I'm about to drop another idea on you. I'm going to suggest that it is not the forward-facing sonar that caused folks to tune out of that Lake Sinclair event, but rather, I think it's the format that caused people not to watch. I only have my own personal taste and interest to go on here, so what I'm going to say is clearly not very scientific, but neither is blaming a 30% drop in viewership on the use of forward-facing sonar. When I watch a BASS Elite Series event, only the first couple hours have any kind of meaning to me. I know that sounds kind of sacrilegious, but hear me out on this. After the field has their 5-fish limits, increased catches begin to become less and less important to the actual standings. How many times have you watched a BASS Elite Series event and the standings just simply don't change towards the end of the day? You've heard me make this complaint before. In an Elite Series event, if a 5-pounder you catch culls out a 4.5-pounder, then that 5-pounder was only worth a ½ pound to you in your overall weight. I find that to be frustrating. So now let's talk about that forward-facing sonar event at Lake Sinclair, where the anglers were offshore using their forward-facing sonar and catching cookie cutter 4-pounders that really only helped them cull up a few ounces at a time. It's kind of unwatchable. Not because of forward-facing sonar, but because the leader, who has, let's say, a 4-pound lead, and any 4-pound fish that's caught by competitors is only going to cull up a few ounces. Now, if you add an every fish counts format, where every 4-pounder counts as 4 pounds, throw in a score tracker where everyone knows the score, now it becomes a sporting event. We know the score. What a concept. Now you have an event that's worth watching. So, I would suggest the format is the issue and not the forward-facing sonar. Now I want to talk about the rhetoric used in the forward-facing sonar debate. Those who like forward-facing sonar, they like it. They're not bad-mouthing folks who don't use it. They like it. They use it. In fact, they probably don't want you to use it because that's more fish for them. People who don't like forward-facing sonar seek to demonize it. You've heard the terms: cheater box, video game fishing, spotlighting, cherry picking. I haven't heard it yet, but mark my words, the day is going to come when someone's going to say that forward-facing sonar is an existential threat to our democracy. The folks that do not like forward-facing sonar use terms that demean, shame, and discredit those who are using forward-facing sonar. And don't get me started about how the younger anglers on tour rise up at a younger age because they use forward-facing sonar. That is the biggest bunch of malarkey that's currently being thrown around out there by those who don't like the technology. The young anglers on tour that are dominating today have been fishing competitive events since they were in middle school. Junior high school, and collegiate tournament fishing has given today's younger anglers experience that most pros never get until they're in their 40s or 50s. So if you're talking about why somebody has to be older to be good, it's because they probably didn't get to fish starting in middle school up until they finished college. That's a huge amount of learning that younger anglers bring to the table today. Again, I maintain that many of the loud voices who oppose forward-facing sonar haven't taken the time to get better at it. They either haven't tried it or simply cannot or will not put the time in to get better at it. It's just so much easier to call it a cheater box than it is to actually try and get better at it. So, is forward-facing sonar going away? I hope not. I hated recently when Major League Baseball outlawed the infield shift because professional hitters couldn't or wouldn't hit to the opposite field. I would watch those games and see three infielders on the left side for a right-handed batter, and it's like, lay down a bunt, hit the opposite way. But no, these guys couldn't or wouldn't make the effort to try and change their game. They wanted to pull for power, and so anyway, Major League Baseball had to make a rule to outlaw the shift. Didn't like that. It felt to me like lazy hitters were being rewarded for not getting better at their jobs. I hate to see forward-facing sonar outlawed just because a vocal group of fans, influencers, and anglers couldn't or wouldn't get better at it. I'm Keith Neiswanger. This is the Bass 2 Anglers podcast. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you'd like to reach us, please send us a direct message on Instagram at Bass Tour Anglers Podcast. Take care. Be safe. We'll talk to you next time.